My name is Sarah Thompson, and at 32, I never imagined I'd uncover a family secret that would change my life forever. As an elementary school teacher, I've always loved helping kids find their spark, but nothing prepared me for what happened when my in-laws announced their fancy Hawaii vacation. They left me to care for my 8-year-old niece, Lily, who they swore was mute, bedridden, and needed constant attention since birth. I wasn't thrilled, but I agreed, thinking it'd be 2 weeks of tough but manageable work. Minutes after they left, though, my world turned upside down. Before I dive into this crazy story, drop a comment below. Where are you reading from? And please like and subscribe to hear what went down when my in-laws returned. I've always felt at home in my classroom, where I'm in control, respected, and surrounded by eager little faces. That confidence vanished around my husband's family, the Thompsons. Mark, my husband of 3 years, is sweet, smart, and loving. But he's got a flaw: he avoids conflict, especially with his folks. While I adore him, his family's another story. The Thompsons are old money, dripping with wealth and attitude. They've never fully accepted me, a middle-class girl who chose teaching over something practical. Every family gathering felt like a test I couldn't pass, and I bit my tongue for Mark's sake, hoping one day I'd fit in. The Thompsons weren't just rich, they were a force. Robert Thompson, my father-in-law, was a real estate tycoon, tall and intimidating in his tailored suits. He ruled his family like he did his boardrooms, making you feel small with a single glance. His wife, Eleanor, was his perfect match: cold, calculating, obsessed with appearances. Her blonde hair, always perfectly styled, matched her frozen smiles. She'd toss out backhanded compliments like, "Sarah, that dress is so bold. I'd never try something so simple for dinner." Then there was Amanda, Mark's older sister and Lily's mom. At 35, she lived off her trust fund, never working a real job. She had Lily in her 20s with a guy who vanished before the birth. Amanda was stunning but selfish, treating Lily like a prop rather than a daughter. Mark's brother, James, was a corporate lawyer who followed Robert's every order, barely acknowledging me, as if I'd taint his status. And Mark, the youngest, was stuck in the middle, craving his family's approval while trying to keep me happy. I often felt like I was losing that tug-of-war. From the moment I joined the Thompsons, I was an outsider. My teaching career was quaint, my cooking rustic, my life too ordinary for their world. I pushed through for Mark, but the strain was real. Little did I know, their next move would push me into a situation I couldn't ignore. Then there was Lily, Amanda's daughter, the center of this storm. The Thompsons said she was born with a severe neurological disorder, leaving her unable to speak or move. At family events, I'd see her in her specialized wheelchair, staring blankly, never reacting. Something about her eyes, though, sharp, almost alive, stuck with me. I'd wonder if there was more to her, but I brushed it off. They'd consulted top specialists, after all. Who was I, a teacher, to question that? 3 days before their Hawaii trip, Eleanor called, not asking but telling me I'd stay at their mansion to care for Lily while the whole family, including Amanda, lounged on beaches. "Sarah, darling, we need you to watch Lily," she said, her tone making it clear I had no choice. When I asked about Lily's nurses, she brushed me off. Unreliable. Family should help family. Mark's already agreed. Of course he had, without asking me. I confronted him, frustrated. "Babe, it's just 2 weeks," he said, all puppy dog eyes. "We'll stay in their guest suite, like our own place. My job? Spring breaks next week, and Dad'll call the superintendent for the rest." Typical Thompson move: money and connections bent rules. I agreed, not because I wanted to, but because saying no would have caused a rift Mark couldn't handle. I had no idea what I was walking into, or how Lily would change everything. The day before their trip, we moved into the Thompsons' sprawling mansion, and Amanda gave me a rushed rundown of Lily's care. Medications 3 times a day, all labeled. "Don't miss a dose, or she gets difficult," she said, barely glancing at Lily while packing her designer bikinis. "Difficult how?" I asked, but Robert cut in, all serious. "Sarah, this is a huge responsibility. We're trusting you with our granddaughter. Don't let us down." The next morning, they left in a flurry: luggage, town cars, barked orders. Not one of them, not even Amanda, said goodbye to Lily, who sat by the window, seemingly unaware. Mark hugged me, apologetic. "Sorry, babe, Dad needs me for business in Honolulu. You'll be fine, right?" I nodded, resentment bubbling as he left with his family, abandoning me in their massive foyer with a child I barely knew how to care for. I looked at Lily's blank face and sighed. Guess it's just us now. Little did I know, everything was about to change. As I wheeled her to the living room, setting her up with a kid's show per the care binder, I felt a chill. Lily wasn't what they said she was. Soon, she'd stand up, speak 7 words, and unravel a conspiracy that'd shake the Thompsons' world, and mine. What happened next? Stick around, because this story's just getting started. Sarah wheels Lily to the living room, sets up a kids' show, and talks to her gently, expecting no response. While preparing dinner in the Thompsons' fancy kitchen, she feels watched, turns, and sees Lily standing unsteadily in the doorway. Hand on the frame. Lily speaks, "They want my $4 million. Please help me," her voice soft but clear. Sarah, stunned, grips the counter, questioning her senses. This mute, paralyzed child is upright and talking. Sarah kneels, keeping distance to avoid scaring her, and asks, "You can walk?" Lily nods, her eyes, sharp and intelligent, filled with fear and hope. "Don't tell them I talked. They'll hurt me again," she pleads. Sarah's mind races, torn between disbelief and a gut feeling that Lily's telling the truth. The pasta sauce burns, forgotten, as Sarah processes the impossible. Lily's not what the Thompsons claim. She guides Lily to a chair, heart pounding, and asks gently, "Who'll hurt you?" "What $4 million?" Lily's small face tightens with worry, and Sarah realizes this moment changes everything. A child she barely knows has just trusted her with a secret that could unravel the powerful Thompson family. Sarah takes a deep breath, promising to listen, unaware that this is the start of a dangerous journey to uncover a monstrous lie. Sitting at the kitchen table, Sarah listens as Lily unfolds her story, her voice trembling but clear. After her maternal grandparents, the Blackwells, died in a car accident when she was 3, her mother, Amanda, started giving her medicine that made her sleepy and weak. "Mommy said I was born sick, but I wasn't," Lily says, tears streaming. "I remember running and playing before." If she resisted, Amanda pinched her hard or locked her in a dark closet. The Thompsons, Robert, Eleanor, and Amanda, told everyone Lily had a neurological disorder, forcing her to stay limp and silent around others. They threatened worse if she showed she could move or talk. Lily learned to pretend, terrified of their punishments. She overheard them planning to declare her crazy at 18 to keep her $4 million trust fund, left by the Blackwells, with Amanda as trustee. "They talk about my money all the time," Lily says, her small hands clenched. Sarah feels sick, struggling to grasp how a family could do this to a child. Lily's eyes, full of pain and hope, beg for help. "Why tell me now?" Sarah asks softly. "You're nice," Lily whispers. "You talk to me like I'm real." Sarah's heart breaks, realizing Lily's been alone in this nightmare. She promises to help, a decision that sets her on a path against the Thompsons' wealth and power. Lily, still unsteady from years of drugs, leads Sarah to her sterile, hospital-like room, a space that screams neglect. "I have something to show you," she says, pulling a small notebook from under her mattress. It's her diary, filled with neat handwriting, a secret she taught herself in stolen moments. Sarah's amazed. Lily learned to read and write alone, despite being isolated. The diary details the Thompsons' conversations about her trust fund, the medicine that made her foggy, and threats to keep her silent. Entries describe Amanda's pinches, Robert's late-night warnings, and Eleanor's cold orders to behave. Sarah's hands shake as she reads, horror mixing with rage. Lily also reveals folded documents hidden with the diary, stolen from Amanda's office over time. There's a trust agreement from the Blackwells, showing $4 million for Lily at 18, with Amanda as trustee. Another paper, a draft psychiatric evaluation, plans to declare Lily incompetent, ensuring family control. Sarah sits on Lily's bed, documents spread out, feeling the weight of this child's courage. "How'd you get these?" she asks. "Mommy leaves papers out," Lily says, a spark of pride in her eyes. "I read when she's gone." Sarah realizes Lily's been playing a dangerous game, gathering proof under her family's noses. This diary and papers are dynamite, but Sarah knows they need more to take on the Thompsons' lies. Back in the kitchen, Sarah faces a tough call: give Lily her evening medication or trust her story. The care binder lists pills, sedatives, and muscle relaxants that match Lily's claims of being drugged. If Lily's wrong, skipping them could hurt her. If she's right, giving them continues the abuse. Sarah's gut screams to believe Lily. She makes a show of preparing the dose, then pours it down the sink, heart racing. She hands Lily a nutritional shake without the crushed pills, watching closely. By evening, Lily's brighter, her eyes less glassy, her movements steadier. "I feel better," she says, voice clearer. Sarah's relief is tinged with fear. Lily's transformation confirms the Thompsons' cruelty. She asks Lily about the drug's effects. "They make my head fuzzy," Lily says. "I can't think right." Sarah's anger grows. These weren't meds for a sick kid but tools to keep Lily trapped. She decides to skip the morning dose too, planning to monitor Lily closely. As they talk, Sarah notices Lily's curiosity, her quick mind shining through years of suppression. This child, robbed of her voice, is fighting back. Sarah vows to protect her, but the Thompsons' wealth and connections loom large. She needs undeniable proof to expose them. Lily, sensing Sarah's resolve, offers a clue. Mommy keeps papers in her office. The key's under the plant pot. Sarah nods, ready to dig deeper into the Thompsons' secrets. Guided by Lily, Sarah heads to Amanda's office, a room dripping with style but no substance, designer furniture, untouched business books, fashion magazines. Lily points to a plant pot by the desk. The key's there, she says, her knowledge of the mansion uncanny from years of silent observation. Sarah finds the key and unlocks a filing cabinet, her pulse racing. Inside, she discovers a goldmine, financial documents detailing Lily's $4 million trust from the Blackwells, legal letters naming Amanda as trustee until Lily's 18 or deemed competent. Most chilling is a folder labeled Lily's condition. It holds medical records, clearly faked, showing a healthy baby until age 3, then a sudden regression after the Blackwell's death. Prescription records list powerful sedatives and muscle relaxants, enough to make any kid seem lifeless. Sarah's stomach churns. This is proof the Thompsons engineered Lily's disability. Lily, watching nervously, points to a document Sarah missed, her birth record and early pediatric reports, confirming a normal, healthy child until the drugs began. They lied to everyone, Lily whispers. Sarah nods, fury building. The papers paint a clear picture. The Thompsons saw Lily's inheritance as their ticket to wealth, no matter the cost. Sarah snaps photos of each document, knowing they're risking everything. We need more, she says, glancing at Lily's determined face. The office holds secrets, but Sarah suspects the real bombshell lies elsewhere in the mansion. As they leave Amanda's office, Lily tugs Sarah's sleeve. Her voice a whisper. They watch me sometimes. She points to tiny devices in the corners of her room, surveillance cameras, barely visible. Sarah's blood runs cold. The Thompsons monitored Lily like a prisoner. To make sure I'm being good, Lily adds, her fear palpable. Sarah recognizes the cameras instantly, her teacher's instinct kicking in. This isn't care, it's control. She checks other rooms, finding cameras in hallways and common areas, but none in the kitchen or guest rooms, blind spots they can use. The discovery deepens Sarah's horror. Lily's been trapped in a high-tech cage. How long have these been here? Sarah asks. Since I was little, Lily says. Grandpa checks them. Sarah imagines Robert, looming over screens, ensuring Lily's silence. The cameras explain Lily's caution, her years of pretending. Sarah kneels, meeting Lily's eyes. We'll be careful. They won't catch us. Lily nods, a flicker of trust growing. The cameras are another piece of the puzzle, proof of the Thompsons' paranoia and guilt. Sarah realizes they need to move fast. Any slip could alert the family. She mentally maps the mansion, planning to avoid watched areas. Lily, clutching her diary, suggests checking Amanda's computer next. She uses her birthday as the password, she says, a small smile breaking through. Sarah marvels at Lily's sharpness, ready to dive deeper into the Thompsons' digital secrets. Sarah and Lily slip back into Amanda's office, the mansion eerily quiet. Lily, growing steadier without her meds, whispers, Mommy's password is her birthday. Sarah boots up Amanda's computer, types the date, and the screen unlocks. She's stunned by Lily's resourcefulness. This kid's been outsmarting her captors for years. The desktop is cluttered, but Sarah finds a folder labeled, Trust. Inside are emails between Robert, Amanda, and Eleanor, casually discussing Lily's condition as a burden. One from Robert to Amanda makes Sarah's stomach turn. Judge Wilson owes me. Once Lily's declared incompetent at 18, the trust is ours. Keep her sedated. Another email outlines plans for a fake psychiatric evaluation. Sarah's hands tremble as she copies files to a USB drive. There's also a draft amendment to the trust, giving Amanda control even if Lily's deemed competent, unsigned, but damning. Lily watches, her small frame tense. They talk like I'm not a person, she says softly. Sarah squeezes her hand, fighting tears. The emails are a roadmap of greed, showing how far the Thompsons went to steal Lily's future. Sarah finds a hidden file with pharmacy records, confirming the sedatives were ordered in bulk. Each click reveals more of the family's callousness. Sarah knows this is enough to ruin them, but she needs physical evidence too. Lily, reading her mind, points to Amanda's bedroom. There's a safe, she says. Lily leads Sarah to Amanda's bedroom, a shrine to luxury with silk drapes and designer clothes strewn about. There's a safe behind the painting, Lily says, pointing to a gaudy artwork above the dresser. Sarah slides it aside, revealing a wall safe. She tries Amanda's birthday, nothing. On a hunch, she enters Lily's birth date, and the safe clicks open. Inside are jewelry, cash, and a USB drive, plus a stack of documents. Sarah's heart races. This feels like the jackpot. The papers include more trust fund records and a letter from a doctor, suspiciously vague, endorsing Lily's condition. The USB drive, when plugged into Amanda's computer, holds videos of Lily as a toddler, running, laughing, talking, a vibrant child before the Blackwell's death. Sarah's throat tightens. This is proof Lily was healthy. That's me. Lily whispers, eyes wide. Before they made me stop. The videos are a gut punch, showing the life stolen from her. There's also a file with bank statements, tracking trust fund withdrawals Amanda shouldn't have made. Sarah copies everything, her mind spinning. The safe's contents tie the medical lies to the financial scheme, but why such extremes for $4 million? The Thompsons are already rich. Sarah suspects a bigger motive. Lily, clutching a stolen document, looks up. I know where more papers are, she says, her voice steady. Sarah nods, ready to follow this brave girl's lead. Lily guides Sarah to her wheelchair, revealing a hidden compartment where she stashed papers over the years. Among them is a letter from her maternal grandfather, meant for Lily at 18, mistakenly sent to Amanda after the Blackwell's death. Sarah reads it, her jaw dropping. The $4 million trust is just the start. The Blackwells, oil investors who sold their company for a fortune, left Lily a $50 million trust, payable at 25, but only if she controls the initial trust and is deemed mentally competent. If not, the Thompsons keep it all. The letter explains. The Blackwells' distrust of Amanda, hence the strict terms. Sarah's mind reels. The Thompsons weren't just after $4 million, they're playing a long game for a tenfold fortune. They never told me, Lily says, her voice small but angry. Sarah realizes the drugs, cameras, and lies were to ensure Lily seemed incompetent forever. The letter is a bombshell, explaining the Thompsons' desperation. Sarah tucks it away, knowing it's key to exposing them. She looks at Lily, marveling at her courage to hide such a document. You're incredible, Sarah says, and Lily's shy smile breaks through. The stakes are higher now. $50 million makes the Thompsons dangerous. Sarah knows they need every scrap of evidence to win. Lily, sensing the shift, suggests checking Robert's study next. He keeps stuff there, she says. Sarah agrees, ready to dig deeper. Exhausted from their search, Sarah takes Lily to the kitchen for a break. Ever baked cookies? She asks, wanting to give Lily a taste of normalcy. Lily shakes her head, eyes curious. Sarah pulls out flour, sugar, and chocolate chips, guiding Lily's small hands to mix the dough. The kitchen fills with warmth, a stark contrast to the mansion's cold secrets. Lily giggles, flour on her nose, as they shape cookies. No one's cooked with me before, she says, her voice soft. Sarah's heart aches. Lily's childhood was stolen by greed. As the cookies bake, they talk. Lily shares dreams of school and friends, things Sarah takes for granted as a teacher. I want to not be scared, Lily adds, and Sarah promises, you won't be. The moment cements their bond. Lily trusts Sarah, and Sarah feels a fierce need to protect her. The cookies come out lopsided but perfect, and Lily's grin is worth every risk. Sarah sees the girl Lily could have been, funny, bright, resilient. But the evidence weighs on her mind. They're not safe yet. Lily, munching a cookie, seems to read her thoughts. We'll find more tomorrow, right? She asks. Sarah nods, amazed at Lily's strength. The night feels like a pause before the storm, but for now, they're a team. Sarah tucks Lily into a guest room, away from cameras, vowing to keep her safe. In the guest room, far from the cameras, Sarah and Lily plan their next moves. Sarah's mind races with the evidence: diary, documents, emails, videos, the $50 million letter. It's enough to bury the Thompsons, but their wealth and connections scare her. What do you want, Lily? Sarah asks gently. Lily's answer is heartbreaking: school, friends, to not be afraid. She pauses, voice tiny. And for mommy to love me for real. Sarah's chest tightens. Despite the abuse, Lily craves her mother's affection. Sarah knows they need help to win this fight. She steps onto the patio to call Lauren Bishop, her college friend and a child advocacy lawyer. In a hushed voice, Sarah explains Lily's story: the drugs, the trust, the cameras. Jesus, Sarah, Lauren says. This is horrific. Document everything: photos, copies, recordings. But be careful, they're powerful. Lauren promises to research legal options and prepare for CPS involvement. Back inside, Lily looks worried. Will you send me back to them? She asks. Sarah kneels, firm. Never. We'll keep you safe. She feels the weight of her promise. She's all Lily has. Sarah decides to keep gathering evidence, focusing on Robert's study. Next. Lily nods, clutching her diary like a shield. As they settle for the night, Sarah's resolve hardens. She's not just fighting for Lily, she's fighting for justice, no matter the cost. The next morning, Sarah watches Lily sip her shake, free of drugs. She's more alert, her movements smoother, her lisp fading. My head's not fuzzy today, Lily says, a spark in her eyes. Sarah's amazed at her recovery. Without the sedatives, Lily's a normal 8-year-old, robbed of years but fighting back. They talk about school, and Lily's curiosity shines. She asks about books and games, soaking up Sarah's stories. Sarah sees a future for her, one the Thompsons tried to erase. But the evidence hunt looms. Lily, eager to help, suggests checking Robert's study. He locks papers in his desk, she says, her memory sharp from years of watching from her wheelchair. Sarah marvels at Lily's bravery. This girl taught herself to read, stole documents, and hid a letter, all while pretending to be helpless. You're the strongest person I know, Sarah says, and Lily beams, a rare moment of pride. Sarah feels a surge of purpose. She's not just uncovering a crime but giving Lily a voice. They plan to hit Robert's study at night, avoiding cameras. As Lily draws a picture of a school, Sarah's heart swells. This is why she's fighting. But Lauren's warning echoes, the Thompsons are dangerous. Sarah knows they're on a tightrope, one wrong move could ruin everything. For now, she focuses on Lily's smile, determined to see this through. Sarah and Lily sit in the kitchen, a camera-free zone, surrounded by their evidence, Lily's diary, trust documents, falsified medical records, emails, videos, and the $50 million letter. Sarah snaps photos, uploading them to a secure cloud account Lauren set up. We need everything airtight, Sarah says, her teacher's precision kicking in. Lily nods, clutching her diary, her trust in Sarah growing. The evidence is overwhelming, but Sarah knows the Thompsons' wealth could bury it. She organizes files by category: medical fraud, financial theft, abuse, methodically building their case. Lily points out a detail in an email. Robert mentions a judge in his pocket. Grandpa brags about it, she says, her voice steady. Sarah's stomach twists. The Thompsons play dirty. She texts Lauren updates, ensuring backups are safe. The mansion feels like a trap, its silence heavy with secrets. Sarah reflects on her role. She's no detective, just a teacher, yet here she is, fighting for a child's life. Lily's courage fuels her. This 8-year-old risked everything to speak. Sarah checks the cloud upload, relieved it's secure. What's next? Lily asks, eyes bright. Sarah smiles, amazed at her resilience. They need to keep digging, but first, Sarah wants to give Lily a break. How about a game, she suggests, wanting to ease the tension. Lily's face lights up, a reminder of what they're fighting for. Sarah knows time's running out. The Thompsons could return any day. Sarah steps onto the patio, away from cameras, to call Lauren Bishop, her trusted friend and child advocacy lawyer. Heart pounding, she recounts Lily's story: the drugs, the $4 million trust, the $50 million bombshell, the cameras. This is one of the worst cases I've heard, Lauren says, voice grim. Document everything: photos, files, Lily's testimony. But be careful, the Thompsons have connections. Sarah nods, though Lauren can't see. She mentions the judge Robert bragged about. That's trouble, Lauren warns. We'll need CPS and police, but timing's critical. She promises to research emergency proceedings and child abuse laws, urging Sarah not to confront the family yet. They'll crush you if you're not ready, Lauren says. Sarah feels the weight of her words. She's up against a dynasty. Back inside, Lily looks anxious, drawing a picture of a school. Are you sending me away? She asks, voice small. Sarah kneels, firm. No way. We're keeping you safe. Lily's relief is palpable, and Sarah feels a surge of protectiveness. Lauren's advice echoes: evidence is their weapon. Sarah plans to search Robert's study next, hoping for more proof. She also wants to prepare Lily for potential interviews with authorities. We'll practice talking about what happened, Sarah says gently. Lily nods, clutching her crayon. The call solidifies Sarah's resolve. She's not alone, but the Thompsons' power looms. She's ready to fight. For Lily's sake, Sarah realizes the mansion's cameras are a constant threat. She and Lily map out safe zones: kitchen, guest rooms, a corner of the living room, where they can talk freely. They watch my room most, Lily says, her knowledge chilling. Sarah inspects the devices, small but sophisticated, confirming the Thompsons' paranoia. Grandpa checks them at night, Lily adds, and Sarah pictures Robert's cold eyes on a screen, ensuring Lily's silence. She teaches Lily to act normal in watched areas, staying limp in her wheelchair if needed. You're so good at this, Sarah says, and Lily's shy smile breaks through. They practice moving quietly, avoiding hallways with cameras. Sarah's heart races, one wrong move could tip off the family. She recalls Lauren's warning about the Thompsons. Resources, cameras are just the start. Sarah sets up a signal. If Lily feels unsafe, she'll hum a tune. Like a secret code, Lily says, excited. Sarah marvels at her spirit, dulled but not broken by years of abuse. They agree to keep sensitive talks in the kitchen, where Sarah feels safest. The surveillance makes Sarah paranoid, but it also fuels her anger. These people caged a child. For money. She plans to check Robert's study tonight, using Lily's knowledge of the mansion. He locks his desk, Lily whispers. Sarah nods, ready to crack another layer of the Thompsons' secrets. For now, she focuses on keeping Lily calm, knowing the real battle's coming. 5 days into their time alone, Sarah decides to test Mark, hoping he's not part of the conspiracy. She calls him while Lily naps, keeping her tone light. Hey, how's Hawaii? She asks. Mark rambles about beaches, but when Sarah says, Lily's meds seem extreme, and I found weird trust fund papers, his voice turns sharp. Sarah, you don't know her condition. The meds are necessary, and her finances aren't your business. Sarah's heart sinks. He's defensive, not curious. But Mark, don't you think, she starts, but he cuts her off. Amanda knows best. Stop snooping. It's inappropriate. His dismissal stings, confirming he's either complicit or blindly loyal to his family. Sarah lies, you're right, I'm sorry, and hangs up, staring at the phone. Her husband's not an ally, and the betrayal cuts deep. She thinks of their 3 years together, his kindness overshadowed by his need for his family's approval. Sarah's alone in this, just her and an 8-year-old against a powerful clan. She wipes a tear, resolve hardening. Lily's counting on her, and she won't let her down. Back in the kitchen, Lily wakes, sensing Sarah's mood. Is Uncle Mark mad? She asks. Sarah forces a smile. He's just busy. We've got this. Lily nods, trusting her. Sarah vows to focus on evidence and Lily's safety, pushing Mark's rejection aside. The Thompsons' return is nearing, and she needs to be ready. Sarah knows Lily may need to speak to authorities, so she starts teaching her self-advocacy in the kitchen's safe zone. If someone asks what happened, tell the truth, but only what you're comfortable with, Sarah says gently. Lily nods, nervous but eager. Sarah role-plays as a CPS worker, asking simple questions. What does your mom do? How do you feel? Lily hesitates, then says, Mommy gives me medicine that makes me sick. Grandpa says I'll go away if I talk. Her clarity stuns Sarah. Lily's been rehearsing this in her head for years. Sarah praises her, you're so brave. They practice responses, emphasizing Lily's not at fault. The adults failed you, Sarah says, and Lily's eyes soften, like she's hearing it for the first time. Sarah also teaches her to use their code, humming if she feels unsafe. Lily practices, her tune shaky but clear. Sarah's heart swells. This kid's resilience is unreal. She explains what CPS does, keeping it simple. They help kids stay safe. Lily listens, absorbing every word. Sarah sees her as a student, hungry to learn, and it reminds her why she became a teacher. But the stakes are higher now. Lily asks, will they believe me? Sarah squeezes her hand. They will. I'll make sure. The practice strengthens their bond, but Sarah knows time's ticking. She plans to gather more evidence tonight. Determined to back Lily's voice with proof to ease the tension, Sarah suggests playing Go Fish in the guest room, a camera-free haven. Lily's never played cards, and her excitement is infectious. Sarah shuffles the deck, explaining the rules simply, and Lily catches on fast, her laughter filling the room. Got any threes? She asks, eyes sparkling. Sarah hands over a card, grinning. No one's played with me before, Lily admits, and Sarah's heart cracks. Lily's childhood was all TV and silence. The game feels like a rebellion against the Thompsons' cruelty. Lily's quick, strategizing like a pro, and Sarah teases, you're gonna beat me. Lily giggles, a sound Sarah cherishes. Between rounds, they talk about school, friends, things Lily dreams of. I want a dog, she says shyly. Sarah promises, one day, you'll have one. The moment's light, but Sarah's mind drifts to the evidence, the cameras, the looming fight. Lily seems to sense it, placing a card carefully. We're a team, right? She asks. Sarah nods, throat tight. Always. The game ends with Lily winning, her pride glowing. Sarah sees the girl she could have been, free from drugs and fear. But the Thompsons' return hangs over them. Sarah tucks the cards away, planning to hit Robert's study later. For now, she lets Lily bask in her victory, knowing these small joys are fuel for the battle ahead. Lily's smile is worth every risk. Alone in the guest room that night, Sarah grapples with her choices. She's betraying her husband's family, risking her marriage, her career, maybe more. The Thompsons could crush her, Robert's threat. To ruin her echoes in her mind. As a teacher, she's used to solving problems, but this feels like a war. She thinks of Mark's cold dismissal on the phone, his loyalty to his family over her. It hurts, but Lily's safety comes first. Sarah pictures Lily's eyes, full of hope and fear, trusting her to fight. "I'm all she's got," Sarah whispers, staring at the ceiling. Her teacher's instinct kicks in: protect the child, no matter the cost. She reflects on her classroom, where she tells kids to stand up for what's right. Now, she's living it. The evidence, diary, videos, emails, is her weapon, but the Thompsons' power is real. Sarah knows she's crossing a line, but Lily's years of abuse demand it. She thinks of the $50 million letter, the Thompsons' greed laid bare. They don't get to win, she vows, resolve hardening. Sarah checks on Lily, sleeping peacefully. Her diary under her pillow. The sight steals her. This isn't just about justice, it's about giving Lily a future. Sarah plans to search Robert's study tomorrow, hoping for final proof. She's scared but determined, knowing she's fighting for more than herself. Lily's courage is her guide, and Sarah won't back down. The next morning, Sarah watches Lily in the kitchen, amazed at her transformation. Without drugs, Lily's vibrant, her movements are fluid, her speech clear, her humor sharp. She teases Sarah about burning toast, giggling like any 8-year-old. "You're supposed to watch it," she says, and Sarah laughs, tossing a crumb at her. Lily's curiosity bursts out. She asks about planets, books, even Sarah's students. Sarah answers, thrilled to see Lily's mind, dulled for years, now thriving. "I want to learn everything," Lily says, eyes wide. Sarah sees a future student, a kid who could soar if given a chance. They draw together, Lily sketching a dog, her dream pet. "I'll name him Max," she says, and Sarah promises to help make it real. The moment's light, but Sarah knows it's fleeting. The Thompsons' return looms, and the evidence hunt isn't done. Lily, sensing the shift, asks, "Will we win?" Sarah nods, firm. "We will." Lily's resilience, teaching herself to read, hiding papers, surviving abuse, fuels Sarah's fight. She plans to hit Robert's study tonight, using Lily's tips about his locked desk. For now, Sarah lets Lily chatter, soaking up her joy. This is why she's risking everything, to give Lily a life full of moments like this. As Lily colors, Sarah's resolve deepens. The Thompsons stole years from this girl, but they won't steal her future. Sarah's ready for the next step, the unexpected return, 250 words. At 3 a.m., Sarah jolts awake to the sound of the front door and voices in the foyer. The Thompsons aren't due until afternoon, but they're here, catching her unprepared. Heart racing, she hurries to Lily's room, finding her awake, trembling. "They're back early," Lily whispers. "They do this to check if I'm good." Sarah's stomach drops, they're testing her. She helps Lily back to her official bedroom, rigged with cameras and medical gear. "Stick to the plan," Sarah says, squeezing her hand. "I won't let them hurt you." Lily nods, fear in her eyes but trust in Sarah. Sarah barely settles her when Amanda appears, still in travel clothes, eyes sharp. "What are you doing here?" she snaps. Sarah improvises, heard noises, checking on Lily. Amanda's suspicious. "You're back early," Sarah adds, stalling. "Daddy's business wrapped up," Amanda says, pushing past to inspect Lily. Sarah's pulse pounds as Amanda examines her daughter, looking for signs of their secret being exposed. Lily plays her part, limp and expressionless, just as practiced. "Her medication?" Amanda asks, voice cold. "All on schedule," Sarah lies, pointing to the kitchen logs. Amanda seems satisfied for now and heads downstairs. Sarah exhales, squeezing Lily's hand again. The family's gathered in the living room, and Sarah knows this is it, the moment they've been preparing for. She follows, bracing for a fight. She can't avoid in the living room. The Thompsons are assembled like a tribunal. Robert and Eleanor sit on the sofa, regal and cold. James paces by the fireplace, while Mark stands near the door, avoiding Sarah's eyes. "Sarah," Robert says, his voice icy, "I trust everything's been satisfactory." Sarah nods, keeping her tone neutral. "Yes." She waits, letting them reveal their hand. Eleanor's eyes narrow. "Amanda checked the medication supply before we left. Several doses are missing." Sarah's heart skips, but she stays calm. "I followed instructions exactly. Maybe a miscount?" Eleanor's smile is thin, unconvinced. The silence is heavy, each Thompson watching her like a hawk. Sarah feels Mark's gaze but doesn't meet it, his silence stings. She thinks of Lily upstairs, the evidence in the cloud, Lauren's number on speed dial. The Thompsons suspect something, but they don't know how much she's uncovered. Robert leans forward, his presence suffocating. "This is a serious responsibility, Sarah. We expect perfection." She nods, playing along, but her mind races. Lily could be in danger. If they push harder. The tension breaks with a sound that freezes everyone, footsteps on the stairs. Sarah's breath catches as all heads turn. Lily appears in the doorway, standing tall, fully dressed, eyes blazing. "Hello, Mommy," she says clearly. "Hello, Grandma and Grandpa. I'm feeling much better now." The room explodes into chaos. Amanda lets out a strangled cry, lunging toward Lily, but Sarah steps between them, heart pounding. "Don't touch her," she snaps. James curses, Eleanor gasps theatrically, and Robert's face turns red. Lily stands firm, her voice steady despite the chaos. "I'm not sick," she says. "I know what you're doing. I know about my money." The room falls silent, a stunned hush. Sarah feels a surge of pride. Lily's bravery is unreal. Amanda recovers, her voice forced calm. "Jessica, my daughter's delusional. She needs medical attention now." Sarah counters, fierce. "She's not delusional or disabled. You've been drugging her for years because you're scared she'll talk." Robert looms closer, towering over Sarah. "You're out of your depth, Sarah. This is a family matter you've misunderstood." Sarah stands her ground. "I've seen the evidence, your emails, the fake medical records, videos of Lily healthy before her grandparents died." Eleanor tries a softer tack. Voice syrupy. "Sarah, dear, you're stressed. Caring for a special needs child is hard. Go home with Mark and rest." Mark shifts, uncertain. "Sarah, maybe Mom's right. Let's talk." Sarah's heart cracks, but she holds firm. "There's nothing to talk about, Mark. Your family's been abusing Lily for her trust fund." Amanda lunges again, a prescription bottle in hand, trying to force a pill into Lily's mouth. Sarah shoves her back, rage flaring. The confrontation's spiraling, and Sarah knows it's now or never. Sarah blocks Amanda's path to Lily, her voice steady despite the chaos. "You're not touching her." Robert grabs Sarah's arm, his grip painful. "This is criminal. Interference with a child's care. I'm calling the police." Sarah meets his glare. "Do it. They'll love the evidence I've got." James scoffs. "What evidence? We're the Thompsons. You're nobody." Sarah's ready. "I have Lily's diary, detailing your threats. Trust fund documents showing your theft. Falsified medical records from doctors you paid off. Emails where you plan to declare Lily incompetent at 18 to keep her $4 million, and the $50 million at 25. The Thompsons pale with each item. "Most importantly," Sarah continues, "I have Lily, a healthy, smart 8-year-old who can testify to years of abuse." Amanda's face twists. "No one'll believe her. She's diagnosed with cognitive impairments." Sarah fires back, "By your crooked doctors. The truth's coming out." Robert's voice drops, menacing. "I'll destroy your career, your life. One call, and you're done." Sarah doesn't flinch. "I've already called my lawyer, Lauren Bishop. She's got everything." Eleanor's composure cracks. "Robert, we should talk privately." Before he responds, the doorbell rings, cutting through the tension. James peers out, cursing. Police car in the driveway. Sarah's gamble paid off, Lauren's here. Robert freezes, calculating. "You're bluffing," he says, but his voice wavers. Sarah holds up her phone, showing call logs. The Thompsons' control is slipping, and Sarah feels the tide turning. Robert opens the door, trying to regain control, but it's not just police. Lauren Bishop stands there with 2 officers and a CPS caseworker. "Mr. Thompson," Lauren says, professional but firm, "I'm Lauren Bishop, attorney. We need to talk." Robert stammers, "This is a misunderstanding. My daughter-in-law's meddling with our granddaughter's care." Lauren doesn't blink. "The evidence suggests otherwise. We suspect long-term medical abuse and financial exploitation of Lily." The officers demand to see Lily, brushing off Robert's protests. Sarah guides them to Lily, who stands tall, no longer pretending. The CPS worker kneels, asking gently, "Can you tell me about your medicine?" Lily's voice is clear. "It makes me sick. They want my money from my other grandparents." Sarah's chest swells with pride. Amanda interrupts, desperate. "She's delusional. She needs her pills now." The caseworker examines Amanda's bottle, frowning. "This is a heavy sedative, not for kids unless extreme." Amanda snaps, "She is extreme." The worker stays calm. "We'll need an independent doctor to check her." Sarah watches Mark, his face cycling through shock and horror. Their eyes meet, and she silently pleads for him to choose Lily. The officers question Robert, who tries to deflect, offering a veiled bribe. "This could be resolved quietly," he says. The lead officer's expression hardens. "Are you interfering with our investigation?" Robert backpedals, but the room's energy shifts. Sarah and Lily are no longer alone in this fight. As the police press Robert, Amanda cracks, her face crumpling. "It was Daddy's idea," she cries, pointing at Robert. "He said Lily's inheritance could save the company. It was failing, we needed cash." Sarah's stunned, the truth's spilling out. "He set it all up, the doctors, the drugs," Amanda sobs. "I just followed orders. It was temporary, to stabilize the business, but it kept going, and I couldn't stop." Robert bellows, "Amanda, shut up, but it's too late." Her confession, in front of witnesses, is a death blow. Eleanor tries damage control, voice smooth. "This is a misunderstanding. We only wanted Lily's best." Sarah can't hold back. "By drugging her and stealing her future?" The officers exchange glances, noting Amanda's words. The CPS worker documents everything, her pen moving fast. Sarah feels a mix of triumph and nausea. This family's greed ran so deep. Lily clings to Sarah's side, trembling but silent. Her bravery holding strong. The police separate Robert and Amanda for questioning, and Sarah notices Mark's face, pale, eyes wide, finally seeing the truth. She wants to believe he wasn't involved, but his silence earlier stings. The living room, once a stage for the Thompsons' power, now feels like a courtroom. Lauren nods at Sarah, a silent, "Good job." The confrontation's won, but Sarah knows it's not over. She squeezes Lily's hand, whispering, "You did it." The fight's shifting, and they're on the right side. As Amanda's confession sinks in, Sarah watches Mark, desperate for him to act. He's been silent, caught in his family's shadow, but now his face crumples, horror dawning. He kneels by Lily, voice soft. "Lily, is it true? Have they been hurting you?" Lily looks at Sarah, who nods encouragingly. "They make me take medicine that makes me sick," Lily says clearly. "They say I'll be sent away if I talk. They want my money." Mark's eyes fill with tears, his world shattering. He turns to his family, voice shaking. "Is this true? Have you been abusing her for money?" Robert tries to deflect. "Son, she's manipulating you. Sarah's filled your head with lies." Mark cuts him off, firm for the first time. "No more lies. I want the truth." Eleanor tries, "Michael, darling, you know Lily's condition." Mark snaps, "Then prove it with real doctors." Sarah's heart leaps, he's choosing Lily. The officers note his shift, one whispering to the CPS worker. Sarah meets Mark's eyes, seeing regret for his earlier dismissal. "I didn't." "No," he mouths, and she nods, not forgiving yet but relieved. Lily grabs Mark's hand, and he squeezes it, a silent promise. The Thompsons' united front crumbles, Robert's glare, Eleanor's panic, James' silence. Sarah feels the balance tip. With Mark on their side, Lily's case is stronger. The police prepare to escort Robert and Amanda out, and Sarah braces for what's next. The living room clears as police take Robert and Amanda for questioning. Eleanor and James are told not to leave town, their faces ashen. Sarah, Lily, and Mark head to the hospital with the CPS worker, Lauren, following. Sarah insists on staying with Lily, who's whisked away for tests. In the waiting room, Mark sits shell-shocked, gripping Sarah's hand. "I swear I didn't know," he says, voice hollow. Sarah's gentle but firm. "You didn't want to see the signs, Mark." He nods, accepting her words, and she lets him hold her hand, a fragile bridge between them. Lauren updates them. Amanda's confession implicates Robert heavily, and the evidence, diary, emails, videos, is airtight. "They're facing child abuse, fraud, maybe more," she says. Sarah asks, "What about Lily?" Lauren explains a guardian ad litem will be appointed, likely placing Lily with Sarah and Mark, not the Thompsons. Mark speaks up, quiet but sure. "We'll take her, if she wants." Sarah's heart softens, it's a start. The doctor confirms Lily's healthy, with no disorders, though she has developmental gaps from isolation. Sarah feels relief wash over her, Lily's free. As Lily sleeps in her hospital bed, monitored by nurses who know the truth. Sarah looks at her, this brave girl who changed everything. The battle's not over, court dates loom, but tonight, they've won. Sarah whispers to Mark, "We'll make this right." He nods, and for now, that's enough. At the hospital, Sarah and Mark wait anxiously as Lily undergoes tests, accompanied by the CPS worker. Sarah insists on staying close, her protective instinct fierce after the confrontation. Lily, no longer pretending, answers the doctor's questions with quiet confidence. The lead doctor delivers the results. Lily's physically and neurologically normal for her age, though she has some developmental delays from prolonged isolation and medication. Sarah's relief is overwhelming. Lily's free from the Thompson's lies. No congenital disorders, just a healthy kid robbed of years. Mark grips Sarah's hand, his face pale. "I can't believe they did this," he whispers. Sarah nods, still processing his earlier dismissal but glad he's here. Now. The CPS worker notes Lily's clarity, her testimony about the drugs and abuse aligning with Sarah's evidence. Sarah thinks of the diary, emails, and videos now in Lauren's hands, cementing the case. Lily, in her hospital gown, looks small, but strong, her eyes brighter without sedatives. Sarah kneels beside her. "You're safe now," she promises. The worker explains next steps. A guardian ad litem will represent Lily's interests, likely recommending placement away from the Thompsons. Sarah glances at Mark, wondering if they're ready for what's coming. The hospital room feels like a turning point. Lily's truth is out, but the fallout's just beginning. Sarah braces for the legal storm, determined to protect Lily. Mark's hand in hers feels like a fragile start to something new. Back at the police station, Robert and Amanda face questioning. Lauren updates Sarah by phone, Amanda's confession, blaming Robert for the scheme to save his failing company, has triggered serious charges: child abuse, fraud, financial exploitation. Robert's attempt to bribe a detective adds witness tampering, sinking him deeper. He's trying to pin it on Amanda alone, Lauren says, but the evidence ties him directly. Sarah's mind flashes to the emails, the $50 million letter, Lily's diary, all damning. Amanda, in a bid for leniency, takes a plea deal, agreeing to testify against Robert. She'll still face jail time, her remorse shaky. Sarah doubts it's genuine. The call ends, and Sarah feels a mix of triumph and nausea. The Thompsons' empire is cracking, but at what cost to Lily? She thinks of the little girl, now sleeping in the hospital, finally free but scarred. Sarah looks at Mark, who's listening quietly, his face heavy with guilt. "They're my family," he says, voice breaking. "How did I miss this?" Sarah's gentle but honest. "You didn't want to see." He nods, accepting it. The legal wheels are turning, search warrants for the mansion, more evidence being collected. Sarah knows the case is solid, but the Thompsons' wealth still worries her. Lauren's voice echoes, "We've got this." Sarah clings to that, focusing on Lily's future. The hospital's hum is a backdrop to their fragile hope. But justice feels closer. The Thompson family's collapse unfolds swiftly. Eleanor avoids charges. There's no direct evidence of her involvement, but her social standing crumbles. The charity board she chaired, built on parading Lily as a special needs cause, quietly ask her to resign. Her perfect image, all frozen smiles and coiffed hair, is shattered. Sarah hears whispers of her absence at gala events. James, the obedient son, claims ignorance, but his law firm puts him on leave pending a bar association probe. His career, tied to the Thompson name, takes a hit. Sarah feels no pity, Eleanor's crocodile tears and James' silence enabled Lily's abuse. She thinks of the mansion's cameras, the drugs, the lies, all to steal a child's future. Robert's in the worst spot, facing multiple felonies. His attempt to charm his way out backfired, and Lauren says his company's investors are pulling out, spooked by the scandal. Amanda's plea deal paints her as a follower, but her role in drugging Lily ensures prison time. Sarah reflects on the family's arrogance, how they dismissed her as nobody. Now, their power's unraveling. At the hospital, she shares snippets with Mark, who's grappling with his family's betrayal. "They're not who I thought," he says, voice low. Sarah nods, her anger softening slightly. The Thompsons' downfall is justice, but it's bittersweet. Lily's the real victim. Sarah vows to shield her from more pain, focusing on what's next. In the hospital waiting room, Lauren joins Sarah and Mark with an update. The court will appoint a guardian ad litem to represent Lily's interests, and given the Thompsons' charges, placement with Amanda or the elder Thompsons is off the table. They'll want family, Lauren says, but someone safe. Mark looks at Sarah, hesitant but sure. "We could take her, if she wants." Sarah's heart skips. Mark's stepping up, despite their strained marriage. She nods, knowing it's not simple. Lily's been through hell, she needs stability, love. Sarah thinks of their bond, cookies, go fish, Lily's trust in her. "Let's ask her," Sarah says. They approach Lily's bed, where she's awake, sketching a dog. "Lily," Sarah says gently, "would you like to stay with us?" Lily's eyes light up, but she hesitates. "For real?" Mark kneels, voice soft. "For real. We want you with us." Lily nods, a small smile breaking through. Sarah feels tears prick. It's a start. Lauren warns it's temporary guardianship for now, court hearings will finalize it. Sarah knows it's a big step, their marriage is rocky, Mark's guilt raw. But Lily's worth it. The CPS worker agrees to recommend them, citing Sarah's advocacy and Lily's comfort. As they leave the hospital, Lily holds Sarah's hand, Mark close behind. The future's uncertain, but Sarah feels a spark of hope. Lily's safe, and they're building something new together. Back home, Sarah and Mark sit in their quiet apartment, the hospital visit lingering like a weight. Mark's silence during the confrontation still stings, but his choice to stand by Lily gives Sarah hope. "I didn't know," he says again, eyes down. "I should have listened." Sarah's honest. "You chose them over me, Mark. That hurt." He nods, taking it. "I was blind. I'm sorry. It's not enough yet, but it's a start." Sarah suggests counseling, and Mark agrees, eager to fix things. "For Lily," he says, "and us." Sarah feels a flicker of their old connection, buried under the Thompsons' mess. They talk about Lily, how she called them mom and dad in the hospital, a moment that broke Sarah's heart open. Mark's determined to be better, cutting financial ties with his family. He's starting a consulting business, free of Robert's shadow. Sarah sees his effort, but trust will take time. She thinks of Lily, sleeping in their spare room, her drawings taped to the wall. This child's courage pulled them together, even as it exposed their cracks. Sarah agrees to counseling. Not just for them but for Lily's stability. "We're her family now," she says, and Mark nods, resolute. The road's long, court dates, therapy, rebuilding, but Sarah feels a shift. They're on the same side, finally. As they plan for Lily's future, Sarah holds on to hope, knowing they've got a lot to learn, but they'll do it together. Days after the hospital, Sarah and Mark settle into a routine with Lily. The court grants them temporary guardianship, with strict oversight on Lily's $4 million trust. A new trustee, independent and reputable, ensures her education and care are funded, protecting the $50 million waiting at 25. Sarah feels relief, Lily's future is secure. Lauren visits, updating them on the case. Robert's facing years in prison. Amanda's plea deal means less time but no freedom soon. Eleanor's out of high society, James' career is on hold. The Thompsons' empire is dust, but Sarah's focus is Lily. She's enrolled in a small private school, one equipped for kids with unique backgrounds. Lily's nervous but excited, her first taste of normalcy. Sarah helps her adjust, buying a backpack, picking outfits, small acts that feel huge. Lily's gaps from isolation show, but her quick mind shines, she devours books, catching up fast. At night, Sarah sits with her during nightmares, soothing fears of Amanda or Robert returning. "You're safe," Sarah whispers, stroking her hair. Mark joins, reading bedtime stories, his guilt easing as Lily smiles. Sarah reflects on their journey. Lily's 7 words changed everything. She and Lauren start planning a foundation to help kids like Lily, victims of medical abuse and greed. It's early, but the idea feels right. Lily's laughter, once silenced, now fills their home. Sarah knows challenges lie ahead, but for now, Lily's safe, and that's enough. Point 3. Months after the confrontation, Sarah watches Lily run across their backyard, laughing with two school friends, her backpack bouncing. The court finalized Sarah and Mark's temporary guardianship, and Lily's blossoming. She's enrolled in a small private academy, perfect for kids with unique pasts. Her first day was shaky, nervous about fitting in, but now she's making friends, her smile pure sunlight. She asked to call us Mom and Dad, Mark says one evening, voice thick. Sarah's heart swells, Lily's trust is a gift. At school, Lily's catching up fast, her love for books shining through despite years of isolation. Therapy helps her process the trauma, nightmares still wake her, fears of Amanda or Robert returning, but Sarah sits with her, soothing, you're safe now. Mark reads bedtime stories, his guilt easing as Lily giggles. Their new home, a cozy house far from the Thompson mansion's ghosts, feels alive with her laughter. Sarah marvels at Lily's resilience. She taught herself to read, hid evidence, survived abuse. Her first sleepover was a milestone, celebrated with ice cream and movies. Sarah sees the girl Lily was meant to be, free from drugs and fear. But the journey's not over, court dates and therapy loom. Sarah reflects on those 7 words, they want my $4 million. Please help me, that changed everything. Lily's courage inspired her, and Sarah's determined to give her the childhood she deserves, no matter what lies ahead. Inspired by Lily, Sarah and Lauren launch a foundation to help kids facing medical abuse and financial exploitation. It's in its early days, but they've connected with families whose stories echo Lily's, each one a gut punch. Sarah's driven by her teacher's heart, protecting kids is her calling. The foundation's a way to honor Lily's bravery and ensure no child suffers in silence. At home, Sarah and Mark rebuild, their counseling sessions raw but healing. Lily's their glue, her joy pulling them forward. One night, Lily asks, "Can I stay with you forever?" Sarah hugs her tight. "As long as you want." Watching Lily play, Sarah thinks about courage. Standing up to the Thompsons meant risking everything, but it saved a life. She wonders what others would have done. Would you have fought a powerful family for a kid you barely knew? She asks aloud, imagining readers. Comment below, let me know. If Lily's story touched you, like, subscribe, share, it could reach someone who needs it. The lesson hits deep, the quietest voices, like Lily's, hold the most power. Sarah looks at their modest home, Lily's drawings on the fridge, Mark grilling burgers outside. It's not perfect, but it's real. The road ahead has challenges, legal battles, healing scars, but Lily's laughter is worth it. Sarah knows they've rewritten a tragedy into hope, and that's enough. We're a family now, she whispers, and for the first time, she believes it.